Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here, hope you're all doing well and welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to be looking back at the BMW M8 GTE. Now why are we going to do this? Well, quite simply, I was looking at making one of those kind of YouTube videos that everyone makes where they do like an end of year, talking about all the things they've done and the races they've been in and what they've achieved and all the highs and lows. But whilst I was thinking of doing that, it reminded me of my first ever endurance race on iRacing, which was with Rory Alexander, Kirov Kart and Charlie Roscoe, and it was my first ever endurance race, 24-hour race. It was in this car, the BMW M8, and it just brought back a lot of memories, and it was my first endurance race and I absolutely loved it. No endurance race has lived up to it since, I don't think. It was just magical, absolutely magical. The idea of me and three other lads just teaming up for the first time, doing this, going around this racetrack in this car, it was special. It really was special. So today we're going to have a look back. Well, we're not going to have a look back. We're going to actually jump back in the M8 and see what it's like now. Because I've heard a lot of stuff saying the M8 is now terrible. Now, I want to know, was it just me? Because when we drove it at Daytona, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Or was it always terrible, but I just didn't know? So let's jump into a race now in the M8 at Road Atlanta. And let's see how we get on and see exactly what the M8's like these days. Okay then folks, so here we are at Road Atlanta then. Absolutely love this circuit. Awesome corners here, especially turn 10A and 10B. Technically, absolutely mega. As you can see in this race, it basically is the Porsche Cup. In this group anyways, this is a multi-class race, so there's LMP1s, LMP2s and GTEs. We're in the GTE for this one, obviously because that's a BMW, and that is the green lights, and we are underway. Now straight away, I thought my start was pretty poor. Actually, it wasn't too bad. And very surprisingly, I didn't know about this. I don't know if people were just letting off or not, but the speed the M8 has in a straight line, I just blitzed past this guy to the left of me there, and I really caught up with the guys up ahead. I was really surprised about it. Maybe it was just really good in the toe or something like that, or you can see an LMP2 off in turn 10B there. But no, I was really surprised by how strong this thing was in a straight line. So straight away I'm thinking to myself, this can't be that bad, can it? Well, my qualifying position of basically a second off anyone else really didn't fill me confidence at all. And I really like this track, I really do, and I've driven this track in the Porsche plenty of times. But this is where the BMW seems to be very weak in my opinion, is through these corners here. It is so tentative, it is so much on ice. It really doesn't like the curbs, and I thought a big car like this, I thought it could really just absorb the curves, but it just does the complete opposite. It feels, well, that's how it feels anyways, and yeah, we just lose so much time. And now we are going to go into turn 6 and miss the apex there on the brakes, but I'm going to turn in too early, hit the curb. Look at that, it just bounces. It's like the suspension's really soft. Now this could be a setup issue, but we don't know, so it could be anything. It could just be the car, it could be the setup, who knows, it doesn't really matter. At this point in time, it's not good enough, and we are struggling. As we go through turn 10A and turn B again, you can see just on the exit of turn 10B there, just hit the inside once more and the car just starts to bounce up. It's got to be that soft suspension, hasn't it? It's got to be. Anyways, that's lap 1 over with, and we'll go and start lap 2 now. But you can see I'm starting to drop off of the guys in front of me already, so it's not looking good, but we've still got the toe, so it's not the worst thing in the world. And we've got a little bit of a gap behind us. We actually do have an LMP2 behind us at the moment, so he is the guy that span on turn 2. So he is the guy. Is it turn 2? No, it wasn't turn 2. It was turn 10A, but it was technically turn 2 for us once we started the race. A bit more control over there, so that's a little bit better through turn 4, 5, and 6 as the LMP2 goes around the outside. Causes a little bit of a distraction. Well, I'm going to use it as an excuse anyways. Miss a breaker point slightly, and then this one here just kind of just lock up. I felt like the brakes on this car just don't seem to really work here. It's a little bit weird. I felt like I couldn't really go over 70 or 80%, and as soon as I did, the rear was just like, nope. Brake bias issue? I'm not so sure. But as we go through this first sector again through Road Atlanta, you can see I'm just fighting this thing. It feels like constantly I'm just fighting it, and it's just not nice at all. And the Porsche behind me is all over the back of me, and there's not really a lot I can do, to be honest with you. There's a little bit of smoke as we come out the corner there. Yeah, thankfully we survive for round 4, and LMP1 goes past us on the left hand side, and we try and get our breaker point using the white line there, going into turn 6. But this is where the race basically comes to an end. See that Porsche there, the LMP1? He's got different ideas when it comes to, you know, giving track space, essentially. And that causes a calamity of crashes there. As you can see, I've unfortunately collected the Porsche as well. Through no fault of my own, it's just got forced wide, come back on the track. The Beamer didn't like it, but as you can see here, there's actually a second BMW. So you're probably wondering, where did that BMW come from? Well, we shall show you. I'll show you exactly what happened to that other Porsche. I'll show you at the end of the video. Haha, I'll keep you guys tuned in until then. Anyways, you can see, going through this corner here once more, for some reason the rear just snapped on me, like really badly, and I absolutely plummet the wall, and the thing just does a complete flip, and I'm on the roof, and I'm out of the race. An hour and 20-minute repairs, impressive, really impressive, but just really disappointed. Is it just me, guys? Honestly, genuinely, let me know. Is it just me, or is the BMW M8, is it always sucked, or am I just really bad at it? As you can see, there's the LMP1 there, and you can see just the tiniest clip there. And it did cause that other BMW, that other Porsche to crash, sorry. So here's on board the LMP1 that he just goes too deep. It just doesn't slow down enough, doesn't give us any space, unfortunately. And here's the Porsche that we did collect as well. He's just doing his own race. He does go all the way to the right to try and avoid the collision. And I did try my best to not collect him. But unfortunately, he just reverses straight back onto the track, which is always a no-go. Obviously it's hard. He probably doesn't have a spotter, and his rear view mirror won't be able to see anything. So he's only got his relative to go by, and unfortunately just reversed back onto the racetrack. And that was that, unfortunately. And he is out, and so is the white Porsche. Is it Jost? Unfortunately, and yeah, they're both out of the race. And sadly, their races ended just like mine did. And yeah, it's just an interesting concept. Like, is it really, honestly, just let me know, is it just, is the BMW, is there been a change? Why does it suck? Why does it suck now? Because it hurts in a way, because this is the car I fell in love with iRacing with. It's my first endurance race in this car at Daytona, and it felt brilliant. Or is it just, you know, that typical, you know, when you first drive it, it's the first car you've ever driven, maybe it's not as good as you think it is, and maybe just I hadn't tried any other GTEs, and it shows. But let me know what you guys think. Are you having the same issues in the M8? Was it good before? Did they nerf it somehow? Let us know in the comments. But I'll leave you guys to it. And if you are watching this before New Year, Happy New Year. And I'll catch you for the next one. Take care. Ta-da.